Yes, welcome to Hest Bank. And welcome to Little Notebook. My name is John Norris. Thanks for tuning in. In this relatively short video, I hope, we go and visit a coastal location in the northwest of England to do some seascape photography. I've not done seascape photography for well in excess of a year. Last time I think I was in Crete when I took a sea shot, which is quite a long time ago really. So a little bit of a new experience for me. The context really, the day that I went, where I live in Manchester in the northwest, the weather was absolutely shocking. It was really, really cloudy, grey, no light, rain, and also wind as well. So there was nothing very inspiring to get me out. And I just had this hunch, if I could get to the coast, there was a chance that if I was within the first mile from the coast, that I could get away with some hopefully decent weather and good light. That was my hunch, and it paid off. I was very lucky. So we'll roll the video, and you can see us trying to get some composition, some foreground interest, and also getting the best light. Hope you like it. I arrived at location quite late afternoon, by which time the local cafes were closing and the beach was pretty empty. There were still a few groups of people enjoying the sea air and some dog walkers, but I had it pretty much to myself to a large extent. Now just a little bit more about the location. So this is Morecambe Bay, and it's the largest of its type in the UK. Its sand and mud flats cover over 300 square kilometres, so it's pretty huge. Much of its coastline provides fantastic bird life and marine habitat, and it's also famous for cockles. For many generations, families have fished this bay for exactly those shellfish. Now, high tide had been earlier on in the afternoon, so the sea was already slowly receding by the time I'd arrived, and you'll probably notice that more as this video progresses. Now, I've got to be honest, the light was much better than I'd hoped for, and as an added bonus, there was no rain at all whilst I was at this place. So whilst there were some grey clouds, I could see in the distance rays of colour breaking through on the horizon, so I was quite hopeful for a good shot. I started to explore the beach, particularly looking for some interesting foreground and maybe leading lines that would take me out into the sea and into the far distance. Back now. So the video footage you've just seen at the seaside, it's actually taken a few weeks ago, and now today I'm in a different location in the Malvern Hills. Spectacular. So I just wanted to take an opportunity to apologise. You may have noticed from most of the video, a lot of it is actually photos put together. I had a problem with the wind was so strong on the beach, and got quite a bit of shake, and also the audio, it failed on me. Hopefully you can hear me a bit better with this audio setup. And one of the couple of things I wanted to flag with the images, you might remember at the beginning that I took two lenses, a wide-angled lens and then a standard zoom lens, standard zoom being 24 to 70. So it was quite interesting to see some of the images, some of the photos, and what actual zoom I'd used. So what I'm going to do is just as we go through the photos, just basically give the settings that I used, so you can see which ones of the collection were the best. And I think the final composition that I used was like a standard zoom, but some of the more interesting ones, looking across the bay, particularly where it shows the light on the horizon on the skyline, were actually used with the wide-angled one. So without further ado, you see, tell me what you think is best. Initially, I really wasn't seeing anything. However, after an impromptu return back to the car to get some well-needed head protection, believe me, the sun was really strong, things began to change. So, like a curtain, the sea had started to pull back, and it revealed far more of the beach. So new colours and patterns and shapes were beginning to appear, all courtesy of the sand, the pebbles, and the green seaweed. By good fortune, I spotted this bank of pebbles, reminiscent of a causeway stretching round to the right, and you can also see a series of wooden posts. Now, they're not substantial enough to be wave breakers, and I somehow doubt they were used for mooring boats. My guess is that they're more likely to have been used as guides or anchors for cockle pickers. And I can't be sure, so shout out in the comments if you do know. Meanwhile, I was thinking about leading lines. And so the following images, whilst they're not any of them my final composition, hopefully they give you a bit of a good impression of the scale of the bay, and also those lights that we're catching in the distance. And further along, we've got some images of some of the detail that I managed to find actually on the shoreline. I hope you enjoy them.